Does he have it?
Medeiros is going to get it.
Oh, they're going to toss it. They haven't got it. He's on the outside line though, going into the fastest corner on the circuit. Surely this can't work.
Dominic Ligner has got a sensational run outside line now though for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's caught back into play. Exactly, Miller's still such up. He's not on second and change. All of a sudden, Miller's back in play.
Can Barry do it? Big Barry's going to do it. Big Barry! Good evening and welcome to round 2 of the JPB Clio Cup live from Donington National. I am James Parfitt, going to be joined in the booth by, once again, Mr. Mark Fletcher is going to come and join me here, ready for what plans to be an epic round 2. And with 36 cars on track this evening, it is going to be fire all the way through here. Let's bring Mark in for a quick chat before we show you up the current championship standings. Mark, welcome in. How are you, sir?
Yes, very well. How are you doing? Good evening and welcome from Derbyshire.
Yes, very long way away from me, I've got to be honest. It's a little bit up north and a little bit of a travel for me, so it should be a little bit too far for me to visit here for the day, really.
Yeah, the weather looks nicer today here in iRacing than it did in real life, though.
Is it a little bit rainy?
So, yeah. So luckily the wet weather isn't anything these boys have got to contend with this evening. But yeah, 3 more races should be a good evening. Really looking forward to it.
Yeah, it should be, and we'll bring you up the overall. Actually, let's start. We'll start with the overalls here currently. This is everybody combined. So as you can see, Pete Newman is currently top of the standings. Kieran Sharp in second, Morgan Butler third, Arthur Ferdle fourth, Andrew Pike fifth, Dan Mould sixth, Danny Kazar seventh, Ryan Dudley in 8th, Martin Hobson 9th, John Higgins 10th, Derek Crowther 11th, Roger Morton 12th, Stuart Gibbons 13th, Chris Barnes 14th, Damien Hurst 15th, Jack Werrell 16th, Ollie Rick 17th, and Paul Godden down in 18th place. Then beyond that, we've got James Neve, Marnik Heister, Miles Owens, Chris Evans, David Ayres, Craig Jones, Mark Chappell, Andy Littler, John O'Johnson, and Jason Haddington. Then on from that, Tom Weston, Carl Jacklitz, Alan Toon, Chris Dixon, Jonathan Glover, Jamie Dengle, Rob Williams, Stuart Rice, Callum Ilam, and then Charles Kellerman at the bottom. Now in the individual standings currently at this moment in time, so this will be the AMS currently here. Ryan Dudley is leading the way on 96 points with Stuart Gibbons in second, Chris Barnes in third, Damien Hurst fourth, Jack Worrell fifth, Ollie Rick sixth, Chris Evans seventh, Mick Barry eighth, David Ayres ninth, Craig Jones 10th, Mark Chappell 11th, Andy Littler 12th, Jason Addington 13th, Tom Weston 14th, Sir Alan Toon 15th, Chris Dixon, John Glover, and Jamie Dengle behind that as well. Then underneath that, Stuart Rice, Callum Ilam, and of course Charles Kellerman. Now in the pros, we have Pete Newman leading the way on 130, Kieran Sharp, Morgan Butler, Arthur Ferdle, Andrew Pike, Dan Mould, Danny Kazar, Martin Hobson, John Higgins, and Derek Crowther round out your top 10. Roger Morton, Paul Godden, James Neve, Marnik Heister, Miles Owens, John O'Johnson, Carl Jacklett, and Rob Williams round out the top 18. And then behind that, we have not got Charles Kellerman once again. And Steve Futers is in 20th place. So it's going to be an interesting one, Mark, here, I think, as well. What do we see is going to happen?
Yeah, I think it's going to be, well, to say that the Pure Sims boys are fast last week is a bit of an understatement. We were looking at them. They were on the podium, at least one of them for all 3 races. But yeah, quite surprised to see Kieran Sharp up in second on the championship. That's a great start for him at all. Hopefully Arthur Thirdle chills out a bit tonight, gets his pace back that we saw in sort of the round 1 that we had at Oulton Park. So yeah, as they go out for qualifying, a load of Clios out at Donington Park.
Yeah, so it is open qualifying, open setup, of course, as well. So these guys can adjust the setup. Welcome in Phil there and Ewan Bramer and SRL TV, which I'm presuming is John Brown this evening. Just finished a heavy thunderstorm here in Nottinghamshire. Apparently Donington's Phil's local track. Is it not?
Yeah, it's about ish. It's about an hour from me, but yeah, it's not far away from Nottingham, probably sort of 20 minutes.
Well, according to Wiki, it's actually in Leicestershire.
It's close enough.
Hey, we've got to be precise here, mate. We're moving tracks from county to county here at the moment. You know what I mean? We got to get it, got to get it right. But apparently that is in Leicestershire. So there you go. Bill, I'm just saying. Sure is. Yep, John Brown. I thought it was. As Dan Mold's driving. It's normally one of them two. 10 minutes of open quali. Expected times round about 1:16.5, 1:16.8 for the first guys in the pros, and then round about 1:18s. For the AMs, so it'll be a nice little split of times, hopefully. There was a second gap in practice between first and 20th, so it's going to be another tight one, I think, Mark. You know, how are we going to cope? What are we going to be looking for here? What's the flash points?
Well, as you can see, the SRL boys working together in qualifying. I think it's the first time we've seen that. Obviously, following our third, this time in the championship, you've had round one. You know who's quick, so it's now time to get out in qualifying. Follow somebody who's fast, get them to drag you around. But this corner that Arthur's coming up to is so important in these Clios. Fourth gear, just tip it in on the curb, because all of the speed that you have to carry up here, if you mess the old hairpin up, you could easily lose 3/10 coming up here.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough track. Now, I have said to the drivers, they need to be a little bit careful of the old hairpin here, Mark, and I think that's going to be one of the points, is it? We were talking earlier on, and we said that basically going offline at the old hairpin, the poor guy on the outside, if you are on the inside, is going to get a bit bonked there, and they need to be a little bit more careful, because it is quite a tricky hairpin overall, corner overall, really. The one at the base of the hill, of course, if you're wondering which one we are talking about. And it's something they've got to look out for, because that guy on the inside, yes, he's going to be able to tighten it up, but he's going to naturally run wide. And if you are too wide, you're going to end up being bogged off onto the grass.
Yeah, and they removed Starkey's bridge. Oh, someone in the YouTube chat's going to have me here. I'm going to say early 2000s, but I remember it used to have a land speed record car. I think it was the Bluebird on top of it, but yeah, that's now gone. But yeah, it will still hurt if you head off there, because you're fourth gear, like I said, and yeah, it's that tyre wall on the outside comes up pretty quick. So first lap times in the books here at Donington Park, and my boy Arthur's on pole.
My boy. My boy Arthur. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's on pole position. Well, yeah, I can see why that one is happening. We got Stuart Gibbons currently leading the AMs as well on a 1:17.649, so that's a good lap for him. A little bit faster than what we thought the AMs were going to be. I thought they were going to be late, sort of early 18s, but we know how quick Ryan Dudley is, of course. He took a couple of victories last week and then finished with a second place as well last time out at Brands Hatch. So Ryan Dudley, of course. There are promotions and demotions involved in this. So basically, they're going to be movements will happen after race 2. Never Ending Winkleface. I do love that name. I don't know why. Is it YouTube? Welcome in. SRL TV. No bonking, please, boys. No, but that's all right. Sorry, let me rephrase that. If they go through the old hairpin side by side, the person on the outside may get a little bit of a door bang that may put them on the grass. All right? So how about that one? Is that better for you there, John? I'll use correct language. Stuart Gibbons has just gone across the line. Newman's now gone into pole on a 1:16.573 at the moment in time. Jason Haddington is down in 17th. He's going to be just coming across the line as well. He goes over the line on a 1:18 last time out, so a little bit slower for Mr. Haddington. Paul Godden is sitting 13th currently in class. So he's going to be trying to move up. He's just moved up a little there at the moment as well. So it's going to be very tight. Times coming in at the bottom of the board. You can see the times there as well. Green, obviously they're improving. Purple means they're fastest overall, and yellow, they're not improving. So Dan Mould, who was quick in practice, Mark, not being as speedy as he was here in qualifying.
Yeah, I think he's still at Oulton Towers, bless him, Dan. But yeah, he's going to be there or thereabouts, I think. He had a good week last week, obviously rushing around. But yeah, the SRL boys still in tandem. Obviously, Dan's got his banker lap in now. So yeah, time to tow the teammate, as we call it.
Yeah, he was second last week in race 2 for Dan Mould. So we'll have to see how he gets on here. Newman's got a purple middle sector. What's he going to do as he goes across the line? No improvement. 1:16.573 for Pete Newman. 1:16. No improvements for Pete whatsoever. Ryan Dudley is currently off track. Well, so is Pete Newman now, currently as we speak. Roger Morton down in 20th. So he has currently got some greens on the board, as is Paul Godden. So Roger Morton's just gone across the line. I believe Paul Godden is just following him over there. Don't forget, obviously, today's events and this season's events is sponsored by Simstickers, guys. All their descriptions, all their links are down in the description below. Please go and check them out, simstickers.co.uk and simlife.co.uk as well. So you can go and get stickers for your battle boxes, keyboards, pedals, steering wheel, whatever you want, and they even do glow-in-the-dark ones. How handy is that going to be? Absolutely amazing. So please go and check them out there as well. Arthur's got a purple in Sector 1, green in Sector 2. It looks like he's going to make an improvement. 1:16.67. He has 1:16.490. Top of the leaderboard, Mark, with little over 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, and also I've just noticed as well, Gibbons has gone 2 tenths quicker than his second in Pro-Am, Craig Jones, and then 2 tenths quicker again than Ryan Dudley. So yeah, the 17.4 from Stewart, that's a great lap that is, which is a second off pole. So your top 12 split by just over a second, which is it's going to be great going on into Craner Curves for the first time.
Yeah, now we have kind of suggested to them not to go 2 or 3 wide. But as I said in my driver's brief, trying to tell a racing driver not to do something is like trying to get blood out of a stone. So unfortunately, I think that word of warning may go a little bit out the window, but I have asked them nicely to be sensible. So I'm hoping they do stick to it. Kieran Sharp is now in the session. He's now currently sitting in 6th overall here as well. So we're up to 37 cars on track. I know Stuart Rice couldn't make it because he was at Insomnia and he is rebuilding his PC. Arthur's gone purple again. Isn't an improvement? No, he's still on a 1:16.507. Danny Kazar there. He's going to get... Oh, I believe there may have been somebody coming in to say hello in the back end of that. Miles Owens is in there from the Platinum Racing team. He is in there, I promise you. He's behind Ryan Dudley at the moment. Look for car 986 with a red, black and white. Currently sitting 13th in class and 13th overall. So Arthur there, 1:16.490. Your boy's flying, Mark. Your boy's flying.
Yeah, a tenth of a second's massive round here. Absolutely huge gap. He's got this tool sewn up already, I think, as Arthur. But yeah, it's I've actually just noticed as well. They still have the Bluebird on the Starkey's Bridge as well. But yeah, if the race is going to be as close as we are in qualifying, we're in for a cracking night for round 2 here. Yeah,
1 second all the way down. Currently down to Carl Jacklett in 16th place. And that's the weirdest thing, isn't it? When we look at timings and we say, oh, there's a second gap here, and that, it's between the amount of cars. A second ain't very long, right? It's 1, 2. It's not very quick. And we're going to have 20 cars in that same time zone, almost. It's going to be incredible.
Yeah, normally when as I say, when you're under somebody's rear wing or on the back of the bumper here, you're 0.2 seconds behind them. So you're only talking like the width of 4, potentially 5 cars that splits 12 cars. So yeah, it's almightily close here in qualifying. But yeah, 20 seconds left to go. I'm going to say Arthur's got pole here, but yeah, these Clios keep getting quicker as the fuel goes out. So yeah, interesting to see if he goes through. There doesn't look to be anybody improving.
No. Nobody's currently making changes there. Morton's got a green on the board at the moment, but I don't know if he's going to be able to get that in. He isn't. Right, let's bring you up the grid here for race 1. It's going to be a quick fire grid, so bear with us. Arthur Ferdle in first, Pete Newman second, Dan Mould third, Morgan Butler is in fourth, John O'Johnson fifth, Kieran Sharp sixth, Andrew Pike seventh, John Higgins eighth, Marnik Heister ninth, James Neve, Danny Kazar, Derek Crowther in 12th, Miles Owens 13th, Martin Hobson 14th. Stuart Gibson, the leader in your arms, is in 15th, Carl Jacklett 16th, Roger Morton 17th, and Craig Jones in 18th. Tom Weston 19th, Ryan Dudley 20th, Chris Barnes 21st, Mark Chappell 22nd, Jamie Dengle 23rd, Jason Addington 24th, Paul Godden 25th, Jack Worrell 26th, Jonathan Glover 27th, Damien Hurst 28th, Rob Williams down in 29th, Chris Dixon is in 30th, Chris Evans in 31st, Charles Kellerman 32nd, Callum Milam, Mick Barry, Alan Toon and David Ayres rounds out this 36 car grid. Ready to go here as well, and we are all up and running. Get your drinks, get your popcorn, because we've got Heat 1. Don't forget, 20 minutes race 1, top 10 reverse for Heat 2 and a top 20 reverse for Heat 3. So there's lots of opportunities for people who are not normally on pole to be on pole. So settle back, get your drinks ready, get chilled out, enjoy yourself, because this is going to be absolutely crazy. Gibbo's a hustler. So is that Stuart Gibbons? Interesting. Never-ending winkle face. Could be Stuart Gibbons. So we're just waiting for Rob Williams and Ollie Ricks there as well. They've got 30 seconds to get on track. And we'll see how this one all pans out here for Heat 1. Now, hopefully, we're going to be under a nice, clean start. Nobody's going to have any problems. So let's see how we get on. The lights are going to be on very, very shortly, I believe. Just waiting for Ollie Ricks if he's going to make it. He's got about 9.65 seconds now. Entirely sure what's happened to Ollie Ricks. I don't think he is. But the lights are going to be on. Here we go for round 2 of the JPB Clio Cup, live from Donington National. Revs are going, lights are out, and we're going to be green, green, green here as we fly down into turn 1. Currently at the moment, everybody is surviving. No real issues currently at the moment, and it's out for Fertile. Pete Newman's trying to go around the outside. Pete's got a lock on. Oh, they're going to be side by side going down in the crater. Somebody's on the grass on the outside as well. I think that may have been Morgan Butler, if I'm not mistaken, but currently up front it is Arthur Fertile leading through Craner cars. Pete Newman tucked up right behind him. Then we've got the SRL boys of Dan Mould and John O. Johnson behind that as well. Not a bad start there, Mark. Everybody nice and clean. Nobody off track. Nobody any incidents.
No, it looks like the SRL boys did capitalise off Butler's early mistake. Looks like the both of the Pure Sims car both locked up going into turn number 1. As you said last week, it's the rears that lock here and it sends the car sideways. But yeah, Butler down into the thick of it. 5 places lost out this opening lap. Heat number 1 here at Donington Park.
Yeah, we think he went wide at turn 1, I got to believe. Down into Redgate. He went wide and that's made him drop down 3 places. Marnik Heistad is up into 8th place. Got Danny Kazar from the DHD team literally nose to bumper at him at the moment with Roger Morton as an outside runner of John Higgins. Is he going to try and take it too wide? There's the first bit of contact. Both of them make it back on track though. Danny Kazar lost a couple of positions. He's going to lose a few more. Ryan Dudley's in the wall. Ryan Dudley's in the wall. No pace. He went in one of the PRT boys. I think that's Martin Hobson. And Tom Weston is now up into 24th overall currently at the moment. But that was the first incident we had, Mark, but it was also the first option that there was going to be incidents as well due to the nature of that chicane.
Yeah, slow corners, entry's pretty tight, and so's the exit. So yeah, we went too wide in. I'm not surprised that we had a little bit of contact, but it wasn't race ending for a lot of people. Just light contacts with the barriers, but can get away with that.
Yeah, Dudley and Martin Hobson involved in that one currently at the moment as well. So these guys are flying along quite nicely at this moment in time. Here, Craig Jones, leader of the AMS at the moment, with Stuart Gibbons tucked up right behind him. They've got some pros on the outside. That's Miles Owens and Danny Kazar is trying to come through. Kazar's going to go up the inside now. Is he going to make it through? Is it going round Coppis and on that run down into the chicane at 9 and 10? But this seems that, Mark, overall, compared to what Brands Hatch Indy did, Donington seems a lot cleaner at the moment.
Yeah, we've got a little bit of a breakaway, but nothing too drastic really. You know, everyone's being sensible, which is good. They've get first round 1 jitters out of the way, get into round 2, start playing out your championship. But yeah, Newman's looking quick again this week. Said he was surprised. We spoke during the week. Said he was surprised how well he did at Brands Hatch. Felt like he struggled a bit at Oulton Park, but yeah, the Pure Sims boys obviously showing they've got pace, and old Danny Mould there again already for Team SRL with a rear gunner as well.
Yeah, he's got currently John O. Johnson defended him off here as well. There's a couple of people into the pits. Jamie Dengle went in completely on his own. So that's interesting from that point of view. There's also been Mark Chappell's been in. Kazar's been off track once more, and so has Hurst. We're not going to worry too much about that currently, as we've got Dan Mould here currently sitting in third place, climbing right up the back of Pete Newman. How is this going to work out here for Dan Mould? Obviously behind him, Kieran Sharp has got currently Jono Johnston as a roadblock there. Jono could do a good old job here for Dan, Mark, if he can hold on to this position.
Yeah, I don't think he's slow in his own merit either. I think, you know, we've just about got a three-way breakaway at the front. But yeah, Kieran Sharp sitting P2 in the championship after round 1. He's going to want to keep on the back of Arthur Newman and Mould. It's important that, you know, they stay in the top 10 for the reverse grids. But yeah, everybody wants to win the first race of the evening. Right on the back bumper of Johnson now is smart. So yeah, he's going to definitely push to go forward. Definitely try and get past, whether it's into the old hairpin. But personally, I'd set him up for McLean's at the top of the hill.
Yeah, he's going to try and get through there at that point as they turn right down into, obviously running into Coppice. Chris Dixon is having a nice little tidy battle. So is Martin Hobson. He's tucked it in with Jonathan Glover and Roger Morton flying along.
Yeah, great to see some of the AMs racing with the pros as we do always. But yeah, it's Dudley not getting his own way this time. But yeah, Gibson followed by Jones, and then they've got Jacqueline and Neve and Werrell just behind them as well. So Jack showing some good form. Slight little touch there from Stuart Gibbons on Miles Owen.
Yeah, this is the battle for your AM lead. Craig Jones is on the right there, number 27. Stuart Gibbons is in front of him in the green from the Blade Design Start team. Currently number 47, first overall. This is a nice tidy battle here. Unfortunately for Chris Barnes, he's taken a little bit of an excursion off the side of the track there. As Barnes, he's gone into the kitty litter, spitting up some dirt currently at the moment. Jono Johnson has still got Kieran Sharp wrapped up behind him. Arthur Ferdle has still got Pete Newman. He's doing an absolutely flying great job here. Dengle's back in to the pits again. I think Jamie's got some unfortunate issues there with the car currently at the moment, but Jason Haddington's battling away. Alan Toon has just lost a place to Danny Kazar. Kazar's had a bit of a nightmare. He's all the way down in 19th place at this moment in time. Chris Barnes has also gone through past Alan Toon as well. Kieran Sharp tucked up behind Jono Johnson. Morgan Butler tucked up behind Andrew Pike. So there's a couple of rear gunners in place there, Mark. Andrew Pike and Jono Johnson could do a job here for the Sim Racing Collective and the SRL boys respectively.
Yeah, definitely. It's always nice when you know your teammates behind you. But yeah, I definitely wouldn't want to be Jono Johnson with Kieran Sharp behind me, and definitely not Morgan Butler. He's Morgan will be through within the next couple of laps. He's going to be onto the back of Sharp for sure. The leaders, let's have a look, top 5, all within a tenth of a second on lap time. So everybody's got the pace. It's just picking the passing point. It's always been said it's easy to catch somebody. Completely different game when you got to try and pass them.
It definitely is here as well. Gibbons is now going up. It's just overtaken Jack Werrell. Looks like Stuart Gibbons may have had a little bit of an issue, but is back up and running and is now up into second in the AMS. 11 places for Jack Werrell there. Absolutely barnstorming start. One of the highest gainers in the whole race. Tom Weston is down 1 on his grid slot. He's chasing down John Higgins Jr. Now, Tom obviously had a bit of a bad time at Brands Hatch Indy. He was going out. I spoke to him before we come live, and he turned around and said, I want to try and finish all 3 races. Carl Jacklett taking a turn off turn 1 there. So Weston's mission just this week, Mark, is to finish all 3 races. He had a rotten time at Brands Hatch Indy, and he's just trying to get to the end of each race.
Yeah, sometimes it's how I play the start of a championship. You've got to get points on the board. You've got to get scoring. I've won championships before where I've won 1 race out of a possible like 8 or 9. So yeah, Kieran Sharp has got to be thinking about that. Newman obviously doesn't need to protect his championship lead. He's quick enough. But yeah, Arthur with definitely the point to prove after what he would probably say was a disappointing round number 1. But yeah, definitely a 3-car breakaway. We've now got a couple of groups of 2 behind as well.
Oh, Stuart Gibbons, second in the AMS, has gone off track. What did you do, sir? You've come through McLean's, you're on the run up to Coppice. You caught the... Oh, Stuart. And that's put him into the pits here as well. Gibbons there, unfortunately, put himself out of the race. This is your front 3 battle with the other 4th and 5th. right behind him currently at the moment as well, and it is currently Vettel and Newman swapping fastest lap times. They were exactly the same on lap 6 there, Mark. Look at that, 0.000 seconds between them. Incredible laps.
Yeah, I think as well, give it another 5 minutes. I think Dan Mould's going to start thinking, right, I need to get past Newman here. But obviously, if he tries to get past Newman, that's going to give Arthur free space, because they're going to start battling and away they go. But Jono Johnson looks like he's just about broken the Kieran Sharp. So is this going to be a four-way battle? As we see Dan Mould trying to get all big and spacious in the back of Newman's rear mirrors. Just letting him know that he's there. He'll know. We'll probably start seeing some flashing of the lights as well, just trying to not put them off, but yeah, it's a race on now. We've got 10 minutes down and 10 minutes to go.
Yeah, here's the battle of your arms. This is Craig Jones. He's got a nice little tidy gap, 2.8 seconds to Jack Worrell. That's James Neave in front of him. John Higgins is trying to come through there with Roger Morton. They're a little bit more spread out. One man who's not spread out is still Morgan Butler. He's cleared Andrew Pike, and now he's going to get onto the back of his Sim Racing Collective teammate, Kieran Sharp, here as well. Is this going to spell danger for Sharp, we think? Is he going to try and defend from Butler as much as possible?
Yeah, I don't know what's happened to Kieran. He's massively dropped off the back of Jono Johnson. He didn't have an overly slow lap time last time by, but yeah, something's definitely going on here. But yeah, Butler in between a Sim Racing Collective. Oh, no, he's not.
No! Pike gone round massively. Oh.
Yeah, a rear touch again, I think it was a rear touch from Butler as Pike, as he sent it at the inside, but Pike, as he joins back on. Let's have a look at this at the inside.
Oh, yeah. Was that space? Should that have been space?
It's difficult to see, but yeah, once it's rear end contact, you've got to think that you've already lost that position. So yeah, maybe Butler was a little bit excited there. But yeah, here we go. Look, Newman. Surely he's not going to go around the outside.
He's going to try. The trouble is he's going to leave that inside door. If Moult could slip in behind Fertile here, Moult could be in with a good chance of button muscling out Pete Newman. He has done. They're going to run side by side down through McLean's. How is this going to work out? Dan Mould on the right. This is where we said the flash points are going to be. Dan Mould's got to tighten up this turn because he's got to allow Pete Newman room. Newman takes the fix about it. And that is the quality of driving that we enjoy watching from Pete Newman there. He didn't take that outside line. He settled in behind Dan Mould. That's now giving them a run up through Starkey's into McLean's we go. Turn 7 here. Mould now backs off. Newman locks up. Mould slipping through. Jono Johnson's going to try and come through as well. He's not going to send it 3 wide up into Coppice. We know this already. He's just now got to try and get on the same line as Dan Mould. And Newman could be in trouble here, Mark. He could lose 2 places.
Yeah, great tactics here from the SRL boys. Dan, you've got to give him some slipstream. But yeah, Newman's in trouble here because he's about to lose another place to Jono Johnson, you'd think.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. Teammates working together. Light contact there between the two.
Yeah, Johnson went in a little bit deep. And unfortunately, has pushed Pete Newman down. Kieran Sharp's now got the opportunity. Up behind Johnson he goes. Newman's on the outside now. Sharp needs to come across. Here comes Newman's rear gunner. Morgan Butler. Been involved in the contact with Andrew Pike earlier on. He lost the corner, and then we had front to rear contact that put Pike into the wall. It's all on Kieran Sharp. He has got no help from anyone. His teammate is off. He's gone now. He's down currently in 8th place. There's no help for Sharp. He's got to try and do this as a lone runner for the TSRC. SRL boys further up the road. Fertle's pulled out 1.8 seconds. Absolutely incredible there from Arthur Fertile. Sharp is all alone, Mark. He's got no help. He's just got to do this single-handedly.
Yeah, as I thought, you know, as soon as those boys started battling, Arthur would have seen that going on in the rearview mirror. Stuck radio 2 on and away he went. Absolutely, you know, you don't need to push. You can see the boys battling behind, but yeah, now Kieran Sharp's got some big issues in with these 2 Pure Sims boys. They came in chat last week and said that they were talking together and, you know, strategizing the race together, as we call it. So yeah, I think if one goes through, Sharp's going to lose 2 positions here.
What is it with you and Radio 2? Who puts Radio 2 on while they're driving?
Radio 2 on, though.
Huh?
You've got to be careful because if you put like dance music on, you tend to outbreak yourself and do irrational things. Nice little chilled Radio 2.
Yeah, all right. I've never driven that. Auto there as well. Auto Ethan, good evening, lads. Good evening to you. I think those teammate games will give the other one 5 seconds or so. You reckon? It's going to be an interesting one. Let's go down to the Battle of the Amps. This is still led by Craig Jones. He's got James Neve right behind him. Roger Morton is having a battle here with Jack Worrell, who is second in the AMS at the moment. Third is Jonathan Glover. So Jonathan Glover from the DHD SimSport Yellow team. Kazar's coming back through the field. He's just about leaving room. Tom, he's not your fight. You don't need to fight him. You can give him room. There's no need to give him that battling away with him, Tom, because it could leave you in a deep amount of trouble. Me and Tom were talking. He said to me, James, what do I need to do? I said, well, first things, don't be on the outside for the old hairpin, especially when somebody's on the inside, because you never know what's going to happen. Kazar did see that was the thing that I wanted them to do, Mark. Danny Kazar tightened up that inside line, gave Tom the outside line so there was no threat of him being punted off onto the side of the grass. And this is what they're talking about, isn't it? This is what driving's all about here. And that is the makeup of pros in the race we've got at the moment.
Yeah, you've got to leave space. You've got to, you know somebody's on your outside. You've got a virtual spotter that's going to tell you there's somebody on your left. You cannot be doing that. And I think we've had a little bit of a mistake from Weston. He's just dropped 2 places pretty quick.
Oh no, Tom. Contact with Kazar? Yes.
Oh, just out onto the gravel. Yeah, not like he could have done there. He was on the outside. But yeah, as he rejoins. But yeah, it's getting pretty tight with 5 minutes to go here in the first round of Donington Park.
Yeah.
Ryan Dudley, after his excursion to the barriers, we'll call it,
Nice.
heading up the inside of Chris Barnes.
Dudley's down 4th overall at the moment as well. He was obviously the winner of 2 races last week and a 2nd place in the AMS. He's now sitting in 4th at the moment as he's just gone past Chris Barnes there. I expect Barnesy to try and come back at him. This battle now, Jono Johnson could end up getting involved in that. Kieran Sharp squeezing Newman, literally squeezing him like an orange. Oh, there's contact. Sharp holds it. He held it, but boy, oh boy, there was contact there with Pete Newman. But he was squeezed, Mark, didn't he? Kieran Sharp did have the hand round the old little orange and giving it a good old squeeze over that squeezer.
Yeah, you knew that was going to happen as soon as there was a car on the inside, and yeah, just a pinch point there. But yeah, the 2 Pure Sims boys pass Sharp and hopefully going to head on to the back of Johnson. But yeah, the 2 boys for SRL worked together in qualifying, now running 2 and 3 respectively in the race.
Yeah, Jack Wells sandwiched between 2 pros here. John Higgins Jr. is just about to dive him on the inside. Well done, Jack. Jack's come back. John's gone in a little bit deep there. Higgins Jr., of course, the son of a champion. Oh, Mark, help me out. What was he champion of? What was that?
Legends.
Legends series, wasn't it? Yes.
Yes, little oval legends. But I think in the UK they actually race them on like circuit tracks, like the stuff that these Clios are on, like France, Indy, those sorts of places. But yeah, in iRacing we race them around ovals. I think in the UK we race them around circuits.
Yeah. Isn't there the form of grass tracking as well? Isn't it grass tracking? Roger Morton does grass tracking. I'm not quite sure what cars they're involved with. But I want to pick up down here. Rob Williams, Chris Dixon, Callum Milam, Damien Hurst and David Ayres. This is a battle further down the field. These boys are fighting for 29th, 30th, 31st. Williams is now trying to go out the inside of Dixon. He's made that move as well. And now Williams can push it on to the back of Alan Toon, our oldest member in the group, Sir Alan Toon. Now he is recognised as Sir, believe it or not, by iRacing. So that's quite intuitive. He wrote to iRacing, said, can I change my name to Sir? They said yes, and he's now Sir Alan Toon. But this little tiny 4-way here, Rob Williams, Dixon, Milam, Hurst and Ayres battling away for 28th, 29th, 30th, 31st and 32nd place. So an absolutely stellar job from these guys. Battles through the field. Jones has got Neve tucked up behind him. Newman's now got Butler tucked up behind him as well. So a little bit of teamwork. Oh! Damien
A body check.
Yeah. Damien Hurst playing American football there, Mark. Literally just checked poor Callum Milam.
That was a case of, this is my corner, I will show you that it's my corner. Yeah, full side-to-side contact there. So, yeah, Damien Hurst a little bit robust there, but we'll have it. Yeah. But here we go, look. Pure Sims boys on to the back of Jono Johnson as I thought that was going into the pits then, Newman. But he has let Butler by. That was strange.
Yeah, but
I don't know what happened there.
I don't know, because one of these ran out of fuel last week, didn't they? If I not remember correctly. Was it one of these
Newman
boys?
Doesn't look like he's going quick.
Hmm.
Something definitely sounded a little bit odd on that Pearson's machine when he came down that front straight, and obviously he was up the back of Jono Johnson. But yeah, now I wonder what's happened there. Very strange. But yeah, Craig Jones flying in AM this week. Absolutely 5 places in between him and his next compatriot Jack Roll. He'll be pleased to be second, I'll tell you that for free.
Oh, don't. If he wins the AMS, I'm never going to hear the end of it. This admin chat's going to be horrible this week. We had Roger Morton all week going on about his victory last week. And now I'm going to have Craig Jones, who's going to start in pole for race 2, mind you. Going to be given grief this week as well. We are coming round for the white flag lap. Arthur Ferdal has got downmowed half a second. Blimey, he was up on 2 wheels then.
And I thought Arthur had checked out a lot more than that. I thought the gap was like 1.4 seconds. I thought that was a done deal, but Dan Mould flying. He's broken John Johnson, who's put a massive gap in between himself and...
Yeah, Jamie Dengle was on the bottom of your screen there in the kitty litter, if you're wondering who that was. So that was Jamie
Dengle. I did hear a
lock-up
and thought, where was that going?
Yeah, no, this was where it was going. This was Jamie Dengle. Oh, all right, mate. You can't turn in that early. Cool, blimey.
No, Peppa Pig didn't let him know that there was a car right.
Yeah. Where's Dan Mould gone? Oh,
crash tracking.
No. Dan Mould's off. Dan Mould's off the side of the road here. Arthur Ferdal now down under attack from Jono Johnson. It's whether or not Jono's going to make that move past his teammate, of course. He has got...
Oh, I would.
Yeah, I know you would. That's just the way you drive. Scott said in chat, I've heard Mark Fletcher stick on the archers while he races.
A perfect Radio 2 programme. I don't see any issue with that.
No. Me and you need to have a talk, I think. Right. Here comes Arthur Ferdal for the race 1 victory in the pros. Arthur Ferdal comes across the line, lights are beaming. Dan Mould's going to be in second place here. There he is, Dan Mould, Jono Johnson, Morgan Butler. Going to be interesting. Craig Jones going to come and win the AMS overall. I am never going to hear the end of this. This is going to be horrendous in admin chat currently at the moment. So bear with us. So where is Craig Jones? He is...
There he is. I think he went off in the last corner.
Yes, he did, but he still comes across in the lead. So, well done, Craig Jones. You are the winner of the AMS. Fertile, the winner of the pros. Mould in second, and Johnson there, tucked up right behind him in third. It's going to be Jack Worrell comes in across the line for the other AMS second and third place there. Run down to the line from one of the optical greens. That was Carl Jacklett. Charles Kellerman, and Danny Kazar coming across the line. So it is Jack Worrell taking second there, and Jonathan Glover taking third place. Now in race 2, of course, we're going to have Craig Jones. No, he won't be. James Neve. Oh, we'll be on pole. So Neve's got a bit of work to do there as we just wait for the last of the guys. That's Cullen Milam down in 30th place at this moment in time. He's just about coming across the line, of course, and then Mark Chappell's coming in behind him. There is Chappell. So that brings us to the end of race 1. We will have a short little interval while we obviously catch up with the results. But here are your Heat 1 results. Currently at the moment, it doesn't look like we've got that break, so we're going to be speed reading this. Arthur Ferdal first, Dan Mould, Jono Johnson, Morgan Butler, Pete Newman round out your top 5. Kieran Sharp, Marnik Heister, Andrew Pike, Deck Clara, James Neve, Miles Owens, Craig Jones, Roger Morton, Jack Worrell, Jonathan Glover, your top 15. Carl Jacklett, Charles Kellerman and Danny Kazar, your top 18. Chris Barnes, Tom Weston, Ryan Dudley, Paul Godden, Jason Haddington, Ollie Ricks, Rob Williams, Alan Toon, Damien Hurst and John Higgins is in 28th. Martin Hobson, Callum Milam, Mark Chappell, Christopher Evans, David Ayres, Chris Dixon, Jamie Dengle rounds out your top 35 cars. No Ollie Ricks, not entirely sure what happened to him. Now we have got actually a 5-minute grid up time So we have got a little bit of time to sit back and chillax. So obviously it was Roger Morton that got on and said it right. But here is your grid for race 2. James Neve will be in first. Derek Crowther second. Andrew Pipe first. Marnik Heister fourth. Kieran Sharp fifth. Pete Newman sixth. Butler seventh. Johnson eighth. Dan Mould ninth. And Arthur Ferdle in 10th. Miles Owens, Craig Jones, Roger Morton, Jack Worrell, Jonathan Glover, Carl Jacklett, Charles Kellerman and Danny Kazar round out your top 18. Chris Barnes, Tom Weston, Ryan Dudley, Paul Godden, Jason Haddington, Ollie Ricks, Rob Williams round out your top 25. Then we've got Alan Toon, Damien Hurst, John Higgins, Martin Hobson and Callum Milam. Behind that, Mark Chappell, Chris Evans, David Ayres, Chris Dixon, Jamie Dengle and Mick Barry is your final place. I think Stuart Gibbons should be 37th, but we'll have to see if he makes it onto the grid. Now, Mark, overall, that, I've got to be honest, was pretty clean.
Well, now you've cursed it, haven't you?
Shush.
But yeah, great first race. Yeah, Craig Jones is going to be a little bit disappointed with himself, isn't he? He was sitting in that transfer spot to put himself onto pole position. Fantastic. But no, I think he went off at the last corner. And yeah, P12 for Jones. So yeah, Neve on pole. We haven't got any AMs in the top 10 this time. So it's going to be a fair fight for those as well. Big shout out as well to the SRL boys. Fantastic 2 and 3 working as a team as the way they went. And yeah, I also like the fact that everyone's still over Radio 2 in the chat.
Radio 2
is a proper station.
It's
you know,
not.
that's fantastic. It's great to hear.
Oh, Mark. It's just...
I bet Alan Toon listens to Radio 2.
Well, of course he does.
In fact, he might be Radio 4.
Oh, maybe. Either way. I don't...
Go on then, James. Give me a winner for race 2. Look at the grid. Who do you think? I'll tell you who I'll go. I'm going Kieran Sharp.
Yeah, I had Sharp, Newman or Butler. I'm going to go Newman.
Okay, and then in the chat, let's see if we can have a little poll in the chat. Give us see if we can get anybody to guess the winner of race number 2.
Yeah, top 10 reverse. Let us know in race 2 who you think is going to win. Hashtag Neve, Crowther, Pike, Heister, Sharp, Newman, Butler, Johnson, Mould or Fertile. Let us know there as well. So let's see here who gets this win. It's going to be a tight one, I think. I'm not entirely sure who's going to be really as we go into the last minute of gridding. So let's see what happens here as well. That would be great. And see how we get on. It's going to be an interesting one, this, Mark, I think.
Yeah, I hope there's no pushing and shoving. Obviously, you've got quicker guys behind the inverted brackets, the slower guys, but you know, it should still be pretty clean. But yeah, let's hope for another good race.
Yeah.
As they are all gridding up. Look how far back the guys at the back end are. They're almost at the chicane.
Yeah, Gibbons just about at the chicane.
Look where he's aiming. He's aiming towards that Marshall post.
Yeah, he's right at the back, bless him. But James Neve all the way to the front. So there we go. Jones has a liking for a winning. Okay, Chris Evans because of the name. Yeah, I get that, but he's a long way down there, mate. Long way back. Right, these guys have only got about 15 seconds. So if they're not on the grid very, very shortly, there's a few people who's going to miss race 2 here. Sharp, Newman, Mould are not on the grid, and they need to get a wriggle on very, very quickly. Otherwise, they're going to be missing out. Newman is still not on the grid. I think Newman's missed this.
I wonder if he had a technical fault at the end of that race then.
Yeah. Because he ain't made it. He has not made it. Newman and Dengle have not made this at all. 4 lights, 5 lights. James Neve is on front and he gets an absolute barnstorming start as James Neve as we start going down into turn 1. There's movement further back. Marnik Heister's trying to go at the inside of Andrew Pike. Pike's blocked him off. Sharp behind in there as well. What about Dan Mould and Fertile? They've already gone past Miles Owens and has made up into 8th and 9th. The 2 SRL boys side by side going round, dropping down the hill through Craner curves. Oh, big contact. Butler and Sharp. Sharp's going to come on like an absolute rocket. Oh, he's gone again. Oh, Kieran Sharp, there was nowhere to go once he come back on track. He was going to go round like an absolute rocket there as well. Heister's on the grass. He's blocked up everybody in the middle of the racetrack. There are literally 3 or 4 fouls off. No! He's still going. No, boys! Chaos.
Absolute carnage. Absolute carnage at the start of race 2. All started with a little tap between Butler and Sharp as they came down the Craner curves, and yeah, Arthur Thirdle caught up in the mix again for the second week on the trot. I don't really know what was heading up towards McLean's. Everybody seemed to be going slowly. The Pure Sims car was going slowly, but yeah, first 3 checked out. Butler's round again. We're still having an accident. That's Paul Godden heading towards the museum.
Literally. Oh, what's going on? Let's go back up front while everybody settles down further back here. There's a lot of carnage going on currently at the moment. Williams is taking off track as well. So is Alan Toon. It's all kicking off at the back of the grid. But it is Andrew Pike out front, James Neve, Deck Craver, Dan Mould and Marnik Heister as they come running down the hill here. There's been a lot of accidents going on currently in a moment. Charles Kellerman is mixed up in with John Higgins Jr., John O'Johnson there as well for the SRL boys. But Ryan Dudley and Craig Jones managed to stay out of trouble and they're leading the AMs. And Jones is in 6th overall here. Oh, contact with Kellerman. It looks like Kellerman's gone round as well. Charles Kellerman. That problem though, Mark, is I don't really know where it all kicked off. It just seems like the problem is Kieran Sharp went off and he come back on like an absolute rocket. Couldn't slow the car down on the grass. So there was no real mistake from his there. He's trying the best he can, I'm sure. And then he went off, Fertel went off, Fertel come back on, Heister went off, come back on. And there's contact there as well. That's Roger Morton and Martin Hobson. Hobson's now tacked Morton.
We're still having accidents. We're 2 laps into the race and we're still having accidents. But yeah, there's a lot of people that have benefited these accidents. John Higgins, I'm going to assume not the snooker player, which we know is not. Up 19 places. That's an absolute monster of 2 laps. Up 19 places. Fantastic driving. Butler, what's happened to him? Down 7. Not a great outlap for him. Currently running in P number 14. Tom Weston doing all right. He's still going, which with all that controversy at the start, Weston is still going and up 5 places. But yeah, crazy first couple of laps here in race number 2. Not what we saw in race 1.
John Higgins up 19, Dudley 13, Kazar 11, Jones 6, Dan Mould up 5 as well. Absolutely unbelievable start to this race. Kieran Sharp down 17 places here overall, and you gotta admit it was a little bit of chaos here and not one that we've seen very often. We didn't see it in race 1. We thought race 2 may a bit cleaner, but unfortunately there was a little bit of chaos at the start that kicked off with Sharp, and then it all kind of bootlegged and bootlegged up behind them, and everybody ended up being involved in a little bit of a whole, well, I don't really know what to call it, Mark, to be honest. It was just chaos.
Yeah, referred to in the chat by Jesness as a bit of a wreck fest. That's what we're going for it. I also feel sorry for all the mechanics because, yeah, there's a lot of damaged Renault Clios that are going to need fixing before race number 3. But yeah, Dudley again showing good pace. Not far behind Craig Jones, currently 2nd, but it is battling with, I think,
is that John Higgins Jr.?
Yep, 20 places. That'll do. Thank you, Mr. Dudley. That's my corner.
John Higgins there doing another one. Dudley unfortunately now down to 10th overall. Top 20 reverse, but Stuart Gibbons currently in 1st place. Arthur Thirdle is still on track. He's just going past Jason Haddington. Technically, Mark, he could go drop back down to 20th, could he, and take pole for the next one?
Yeah, it's a difficult one. Obviously, he knows that Pete Newman didn't start. It'd be interesting to find out if we can work out why Pete didn't start. But you know, he's got to be thinking of the championship, of course. Obviously, Newman is up and running now, so whether he missed a start or who only knows. But yeah, Arthur's going to be liking this because obviously we've got Newman that's down in 31st. But then I'm just scrolling up now, 21st Kieran Sharp. That's 1st and 2nd in the championship here. So yeah, there's definitely causing carnage these first couple of laps. Chucked some spanners in the works, but yeah, Crowther P3 with Dan Mould, arguably the quickest out of the front four.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for Crowther to hold on here. Mould is going to try and send it round the outside currently at the moment. I think he's going to get this job done as he goes now into McLean's. That is Dan Mould up into 4th place. John O'Johnson's got a little bit of a battle here as well, with John Higgins Jr. sitting in the front of him currently at the moment. As we see there, one of the Platinum boys, Meinik Heister, going around the outside of Danny Kazar. That was a move and a half, and he's got the job done there around Coppice. Dudley is still in 2nd place in the AMS. Morgan Butler is just about to go past Jack Werrell. Job done for him. Fertel's not too far back though, Mark. You know, he's 13th currently at the moment. So he's doing a little good bit of a nice job there, trying to get back up into everybody. Morgan Butler is currently in 11th place, is down 4. And in 20th place is Kieran Sharp. So Kieran Sharp could benefit from the reverse.
Yeah, exactly. He'll be thinking of that. He's down 15, so he obviously didn't have, you know, we saw the issues that Kieran had on lap number 1. So yeah, down 15 places. But yeah, he's going to be looking towards race number 3 for sure. But yeah, Gibbons up 16 places. It just shows you, you know, they're all racing now. But yeah, first couple of laps has caused absolute carnage. John Higgins Jr. up 22 places. The boy is still climbing.
Yeah, and he's got Craig Jones here, who has no reason to fight whatsoever here currently at this moment in time. Higgins there is going to be looking up the inside into turn 7. He's now going to get that done. Got to give Jones room on the outside, mate. And here comes John O'Johnson for good health. And this is going to be the run up into Coppice. Unfortunately for Jones, he's on that outside line. Higgins has gone off. Jones is off. They've gone off. It's almost like a ballet dancer. They were doing it together. Jones is now back on track. Unfortunately for him, he's dropped into the clutches of Jack Werrell. Werrell's just gone past him. Dudley's gone past him. Pike's got a slow down. What?
3 wide into a chicane doesn't work.
No.
And I think Werrell's got to slow down as well. And someone's going off in the background.
Weston.
That was Mr. Weston, wasn't it? So he might finish, but he's had an incident. So yeah, we're still 4 rounds in without Mr. Weston not having an incident, which is a shame. But yeah, 3 or 4 wide into that hairpin was never going to work. Don't know if there was a slowdown in the middle of it. But yeah, to the head of AM, Mr. Jack Werrell. Jones dropped down to 2nd. Got a little bit unlucky with traffic there. I think he tried to let everybody go, but once you let one go, there was 4 trying to follow through. So yeah, unlucky for Jones. Lost a lot of time that lap, almost 6 seconds.
And he's got Ollie Ricks and Ryan Dudley right behind him currently at the moment in time. We've got Mick Barry, Godden, Marlon and Barnes in the pits. But Jones here battling in the AMS with Jack Werrell further up. We've got John Higgins Jr. in the middle. And all in all, it's looking like it's going to be an absolute manic one. To go on to the nose of Craig Jones. He's looking at the back end of Jack Werrell. What about Ollie Ricks? There is Craig Jones's car. As now he's leading, trying to get into 2nd place of the AMS. Jones is trying to get hold of Jack Werrell. Werrell's down the road, going into the chicane now. There he is in front of us, just bounces that inside curb before we take the 2nd one. Here we go, on board now, go forward to Craig Jones. What is he going to be able to do about John Higgins? He needs Higgins to get a move on. He needs Higgins to get past him here, Mark, doesn't he? He needs to be able to get up to Werrell, but he can't do that when Higgins is in front of him.
Yeah, it's, you know, Higgins is in a different battle here. He's got the AMS around him, but he's going to want to get back up to where he, you know, where he got up to. He's gained 17 places, but we were up to 23, so he's got the pace. But yeah, Werrell's going to be loving this. His knees are going to start shaking. Jack at the top, he's going to start getting a nosebleed. But yeah, great to see the AMS racing as they do. Yeah, Mould not past Neve yet either. So yeah, I'm keeping an eye on what's going on in front. But yeah, great battle here in the AMS.
It's looking like it's getting rather spicy here. He's still Higgins Jr. there as well. There is talk about Higgins should have gave room after that off track. Even his dad agreed with him on that one. So there we go, John. Dad's going to have a word with you later, mate. He's now going to try and get past Jack Werrell. Werrell's on the inside, of course, different class. This ain't going to work. Please back out. He does nicely there. Jack takes his normal line. John's got his line through as well as he's now coming up to the back. But Mould has just got past James Neve. They're just side by side dropping down into Craner. Mould's looked the quickest. We said he was going to be the quickest of the top 4 here, Mark. And he's now dropped through now past James Neve and now trying to get onto the back of Pike. And he's got about 10 minutes to do so.
Yeah, I fancy Mould to win this race. I mean, there's nobody really in the top 5, I think, that can challenge Mould. So he's just got to take his time, pick his place. He's not massively faster, but he's fast enough to, yeah, just get his old fishing rod out, catch the Pike in front. I'm pleased with that one.
Yeah, as well. Pushing Jones off, then weaving down the straight, even though he didn't have the speed. Is there an incident point limit? There is, 17. And Dad's going to go and have a word with him. I like that. Not sure what he was thinking. We'll have a chat before race 3. Thanks, Dad. You go in there and sort him out.
We appreciate that.
Yeah, we will appreciate that. If you could just tell him not to repeat that process, that would be great, Dad. Thank you so much for that. Damien Hurst and Roger Morton have been swapping backwards and forwards here. I like this. Pro Nams here. Morton and Hurst swapping positions backwards and forwards. They've changed positions no fewer than 4 times already. 5 times now as we go round again. So 5 times in the space of a little bit of a lap. And these guys have swapped positions. A great racing there as well. But this is the battle we're going to be looking at. Jack Worrell, Craig Jones has got past Worrell. I'm trying to see where that happened there. And I can't see where that... Oh, there it is. I want to just have a quick look. Oh, Worrell, off the track.
Right. Too fast into the old hairpin. I'm going to say just put a wheel on the grass on the left-hand side, and that's probably chucked him onto the grass. That did. Yeah,
we got Jez winding chat up here. He's like, slipper time, John, slipper time. But you imagine Dad coming in with a slipper. What are you thinking, son?
It'd be even better as well if he races in VR as well. He wouldn't see it coming.
Oh, Dad, film that one. That'd be a YouTube short there. Dad, son gets punishment after race 2.
What an image we've got in the commentary box now.
Oh,
forget the race for P3 that split over by half a second. It's fine.
Oh,
Daddy Mould, come on, lad, get it done.
Oh, tears rolling down my face, currently up here in the booth. Oh, right. Anyway, control yourself, Mr. Parfitt. As we got Andrew Pike down Mould, barreling away for the win. Who you got there, Mark? Who do you think is going to come out on top?
Well, I thought Kieran Sharp was, and he's now 16th. But yeah, I think this as good a driver as Andrew Pike is. I think going from qualifying, I think this is Mould's race. But he has got to be careful because Neve's going to want to get that second place. But yeah, Dan headed towards the inside. I don't think he's quite alongside yet. He's going to keep his car there.
Oh, he swaps back.
Oh, I wouldn't be one on the outside there. He's going to try and push Pike deep into the hairpin to get the front down towards Redgate as they start lap number 12 here at Donington Park, round number 2 of the JPB Clio Cup, and the race for the top 3 is on.
Yeah, it definitely is here as well. Jones leading the arms as well. Then Ryan Dudley's got about a second and a half. Ollie Ricks, Kieran Sharp is now out of the top 20 position. He's in 15th. Cameraman is Stuart Gibbons, is going to be on pole for the next race here. This is your battle. Further down as well, Martin Hobson is mixing it up down in the timing tower, currently down in 17th. We are focused on Dan Mould and Andrew Pike, and this would give you an idea as to why we're focusing on that. It's because Dan Mould is just about to go round into the lead. He's going to try and run him around the outside. Pike's not going to give that place up very easily. He's going to have the inside for Coppice if he can run it in deep. He's not. Mould got the job done there. Now that's going to leave James Need to try and close down. Jack Worrell is right on the back of Ollie Ricks here. He's literally the battle for 4th in the arms currently, and Worrell is trying to get hold of Ricks, but that was easily done by Mould. We were expecting him to pull away.
Yeah, I thought he was going to go inside there, but a risky move from Mould to send it around the outside just shows the pace of that SRL car this week here at Donington Park. But yeah, fantastic move, and yeah, gap up to 3 tenths already. Only 2 tenths between Pike and Neve. But yeah, Werrell, I think he's cooked his front tyres. He's dropped, you know, he was leading the AM battle earlier, but yeah, dropped down to 4th in class. He'll still be pleased with that, a P2 and a P4. But yeah, using all of the curb. That chassis of that Renault Clio is not going to be straight by the time he gets back to the pits.
No, it's not. I want to pick up a Morton here. Morton has just cleared Barnes, Chris Evans, sorry. Now, Morton was swapping places with Damien Hirst. He swapped about 5 or 6 times in the space of literally half a lap, and is now flying. Miles Owens is just disconnected. Oh, no, he went off. What happened here? Oh no, barrier! Oh, Tom Weston went up there as well. Miles Owens is upside down.
You know where Miles Owens is now? Medical centre. That was a big one.
Yeah, it was. And I think this might kind of emphasise what happened to Miles Owens and what he saw in his screen. He's turning left. Oh, I hope you're not seasick.
Houston, we have a problem.
Yeah. Now, right at that moment in time, I can imagine my spotter turning around going, can't drive it like that, mate. You know what I mean?
PTO.
Yeah. Please turn over. The crane's coming on here and coming to pick them up. So there we go. But Morgan Butler is chasing down Marnik Heister as well. Marnik's having a great 2 races so far. Struggled last week as well at Brands Hatch Indy, another non-finisher. But Butler seems to be pushing him well here. I'm expecting Butler to make this move. What can Heister do? He's kind of trying to defend as well. Morgan, we need to be a little bit careful, mate. We can't be bumping just quite like that, because the last thing you want to be seeing is Heister. He's going to go round here, isn't he? Something's going to happen. Oh, he's now going to cut back on the inside into turn 8. Heister's still on our left-hand side. Go back out, room left, and Butler's through. I don't know why, but I saw disaster then, especially when we went into the inside of that Clio.
Yeah. Heister not happy there. I think there was a little touch as they went up into McLean's just to try and unsettle the car in front. I'm not overly a fan of it. If you're going to go past, I'm always you got to try and pass clean. But yeah, I think Butler just unsettled him slightly up into McLean's there. So yeah, Heister not happy, but you know they're all in the reverse grids, and I think we've got 6 AMs heading into the reverse grid with 2 minutes left to go here. Pike is staying with Mould.
And look who's in pole.
Mr. Newman. Missed the start, puts it on pole for race number 3. If I was Pete, I wouldn't be passing Jacqueline.
No, there would be no reason going into the last minute and a half to ever even think about making that move. I would leave him. I would just sit there and take that top 20. I would keep the car ahead of Weston and say, go on then, son. You take it, because I'm not even going to bother. Robert Williams here has just gone up the inside of Damien Hirst. So Williams is past Hirst now and is up into 27th overall. He's got Jonathan Glover and Chris Evans in front of him. We got some sat in the medical room. Hobson, Owens, as we saw, wouldn't want that in VR, was one of the comments there from Jez. And Stuart Pearson has jumped in and went car there, mate. So, you know, it was almost like that video of somebody having a crash on the side of the road. But we're now on the final lap of the race. Pike's not given up. He's gone up the inside of Mould. This is your lead. Has Mould done his tyres? Has he done his tyres?
Well, I didn't see this. This is a turn up for the books, isn't it? What a fantastic overtake there. Pike's just got to get it stopped here on the corner, and away he goes.
Oh, no.
Oh, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
He got it stopped. He got it stopped. Didn't get it accelerated right. Mould round the outside. Now gives him the inside for McLean's. This is a done deal now. Is Pike going to get the cut back? He's going to try. Takes all the grass on the inside. Mould's going to cover that off. Yep. Just a car's width over. Stops Pike pushing into that inside gap. As they head down into what would be Foggy's S's.
This is going to be an incident. Pike's either going to go up the inside here Mould's positioned his car. This is the final lap, final corner. Here we go. Pike's going to go for it. There's going to be contact. Can Mould get it over the curb? He can. Darren Mould is going to come across the line, take the victory here, and he is in first place. There he goes. Pike in second there as well. James Neve comes across the line in third. Craig Jones is going to take the victory in the AMS. He's going to be coming across the line. Hopefully he'll make it round the last corner a bit better than he did in the last race. And unfortunately put himself off pole there. But here comes Craig Jones flashing his lights. Well done, Mr. Jones, to you. So there we go. Craig Jones in second. Ollie Ricks comes across the line in third. Worrell fourth. Dudley went in the pits right at the end.
Oh, out of fuel. Did the race go an extra lap than we anticipated? Normally run 18 litres. A less drive-through penalty for incident limits.
You reckon?
That's what I'm going to guess.
Well, there we go. Jones, Ricks and Worrell are your top three in the AMS. Craig Jones is going to be a nightmare in admin chat. I will tell you now, because he is going to be constantly telling us how he won 2 races. Chris Dixon's going to be coming across the line. He's just coming through the final chicane here as well. Gold Mould, got damage, can't turn in. Yeah, we saw that, Miles. We watched it back as well. Hope you're not in VR there, sir, because that would have been a big dose of seasickness, I've got to be honest. And not one that I would have been... well, I wouldn't want to have seen that. Mark. I'm not sure if you wanted to be in the car at that moment while your nose was in the air, but... There we go. Here is your race. Here is your race. Here are your results from race 2. Dan Mould is your pro winner. Andrew Pike second. James Neve third. Derek Crowther fourth. John O. Johnson top 5 there again for John O. 2 SRL boys in the top 5. Morgan Butler 6th. Marnik Heister 7th. Arthur Furdo 8th. Danny Kazan 9th. John Higgins 10th. Craig Jones 11th. Your winner of your AMS again. Kieran Sharp in 12th, Ollie Ricks 13th, Jack Worrell 14th, Jason Haddington 15th, Mark Chappell 16th, Stuart Gibbons 17th, and Carl Jacklett is in 18th place. Pete Newman in 19th. He did get Tom Weston. Weston's going to be in pole. Charles Kellerman 21st, David Ayres, Roger Morton, John Glover, and Rob Williams rounds out your 25. Damien Hurst, Chris Evans, and Ryan Dudley is 28. Then 29, Chris Dixon, Alan Toon, Miles Owens, Martin Hobson, Mick Barry, Paul Godham, and Callum Milam there, unfortunately, behind them as well. So it's going to be an interesting race here, Mark, for race, well, final race of the evening. And race 2 just seemed to be a little bit crazy.
Yeah, good news. I've tracked down Miles Owen. He was in the medical centre. I've got him in the interview room. I need to make sure he's all right. So yeah, we tracked him down. I went over to the medical centre. Miles, have they cleared you to race in race 3?
I've got to go for my checkup in 20 minutes, but I'm feeling okay.
Good. It looked like a heavy impact there that you had out of what would be the Foggy's Eskies. Bit of damage on the car, was it?
Well, my teammate went off in front of me, and I couldn't see him because he's in my blind spot in front of the pillar. I couldn't see him. And then next thing I know, just bang! Hey, mate, how's your father? Got to the chicane. I got to the chicane, and he just wouldn't turn in, and I just kept it straight. I hit the barrier, and then I went roly-poly. So.
Yes. Yeah, you need to watch the broadcast back. There was you can't park there, son. It came out a couple of times, but yeah, just wanted to make sure you're all right. So yeah, please, you're going to be headed to race number 3.
Yeah, I'll let you know in 20 minutes. We have me check up.
Yeah, mate.
Perfect. Hopefully, see you at the next round as well.
All right, boys.
Take care, mate. Right. I tell you what, let's have a chat with Morgan Butler. He's going to come and tell how wonderful his race 2 went. Morgan, how are you, sir?
I am very, very good, thank you. Yourself?
I'm not too bad here, mate. We've seen some great racing. Bit of a chaotic start to the beginning of race 2, though.
Oh yeah, it always is in these Clios, isn't it? But you got to take the rough with the smooth, and as much as the race start was maybe a little bit rough here or there, you know, some nice clean racing all the way back through. It's, you know, swings and roundabouts.
Yeah, you had a great battle with Marnik Heister there at one point, made the move. Marnik gave you a little bit of a flash in the lights. Was there a little bit of contact on the way through?
I mean, there was contact out of Old Hairpin and into, is it McLean's?
Yeah, up to the top there.
The right-hander.
Very good, Morgan. I like it.
I know my stuff. I'm educated. But I think it was just a case of, hard racing, trying to obviously slow me up to keep the position, which is, it's fair enough. Obviously, I wasn't necessarily thinking, I'm going to lift off as well here, because there was a couple of laps to go in the race, and I wanted that position. Points are points. So I wasn't gonna sit and play the games of lifting out as well. But these cars can take a little bit of a nudge in the bumper. Let them know you're there, type of stuff.
Yeah, awesome stuff. Well, Morgan, what's the plan for race 3? Because we've got top 20 reverse here, sir. It's going to be a little bit interesting.
Probably just hold the right pedal as much as possible and press the middle one as little as possible.
All right, can I suggest, though, if a car's going slow, that you might want to press that middle one a little bit more than a little?
I'll lift off the right one, but I can't promise pressing the middle one.
Well, if we could just make a little bit of an exception, that'd be amazing. Morgan, listen.
Okay, I promise I'll lift.
Great. Well, we've got 45 seconds left there, buddy. I'll let you get back. I'll drop you there.
Can I just quickly say as well, I would just like to apologise to everybody for being such a moany bugger the last couple of weeks. It's been a bit out of order, whinging as much as I have. So I'd just like to properly apologise to everybody.
Well, Morgan, thank you for your apology. Incredible. Takes a brave man to come and do that while you're live, mate. So fair play to you there, sir.
Thank you very much.
No worries.
Also, shout out to Dan for that race 2 win as well.
Yeah, it was epic, wasn't it? You should watch it back. He made an amazing move on Pike at the end there. So, right, I'll catch up with you later, Morgan. You take care there, bud.
Yeah, in a bit, dude.
Bye. Bye. Well, there we go, Mark.
Wow. Yeah. Very good.
Do you know,
Morgan, he doesn't normally moan, but it's Discords for people that are new to iRacing and stuff like that. Discords can be very toxic. It's easy to shout at somebody in a chat by angry typing at them. So yeah, no, fair play. I got a lot of time for that.
Yeah, fair play there as well. Well, let's have the grid for race 3. Weston first, Newman second, Jacklet third, Gibbons fourth, Mark Chappell fifth, Haddington sixth, Worrell 7th, Ricks 8th, Sharp 9th, Jones in 10th. Then we got Higgins, Kazal, Thurtle, Heister, Butler rounds out your top 15. Jono Johnson, Derek Crowther, James Neve, Andrew Pike, Dan Mould rounds out the top 20. Charles Kellerman, David Ayres, Roger Morton, John Glover, Rob Williams 25. Damien Hurst, Chris Evans, Ryan Dudley, Chris Dixon and Alan Toon, your top 30. Behind that, Miles Owens, Martin Hobson, Mick Barry, Paul Godden, Callum Milam and Chris Barnes there rounds out your top 36. Now, if you're wondering how far back we are there. Literally back at the chicane there for Chris Barnes. So that's going to be a nice, interesting climb. However, for this man, he's got to be he's got to be leg shaking already. He ain't even got off the start yet, has he?
Yeah, just cast your eye over to the YouTube chat.
Flip of time. Oh dear.
Yeah, Mr. Weston, he's going to be loving this. Newman alongside him, arguably the favourite for this race. Gibbons also having a great evening is Stuart Gibbons. But, yeah, I'm going Newman for race 3, but yeah, Weston's just got to let him through and follow him through, because Weston can pull away from this pack 100%.
Oh my God.
I'm trying to be serious here.
I'm sorry, I can just imagine John Higgins going in. Bosh. Oh no!
You have to live in a space.
Yeah, you have to live in a space, his son. You cannot do that again, clout. Right. Oh dear, there's chaos in the commentary box. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we go. Weston is away. He doesn't get it off the line. Neither does Pete Newman. No man gets it off the line as we go into race 3. The whole front row didn't go anywhere. It's Carl Jackley out in front going down into turn 1. Stuart Gibbons. Tom Weston on the inside with Pete Newman tucked up right behind him as well. There's the deep PRT team there as well. Monica Heister winning deep. Down into turn 1 and unfortunately did not make it through. Weston's gone round. Oh, he's going backwards. Burt's gone round. Oh, I
don't know where Weston thought he was going. I don't really know what's happening here.
Chaos. Not entirely
I don't know
sure
why
what
Weston was reversing down the track.
I don't know if he was reversing or this
Or
is
just sliding, yeah.
So he was here. Oh, he got touched. Who was that touched him?
Is that going to be a Newman touch?
Gibbons and Newman.
Yeah, 3 into 1 doesn't go, especially not
Weston's
on the first lap.
grass, and he's, well, it's just that.
Nice.
Well,
a lot of bodywork. Look who's in second as well.
Jack Worrell.
Absolutely gone as well. Because we've had a lot of the AMs. There were 6 AMs in that top 10. We've had a lot of AMs go. We've lost Tom Weston from what was pole position. Didn't get off the line. Neither did Newman, surprisingly. So I don't know if there was anything. Oh, who's that going off as well?
Kazar from the DHD. Oh, I got extra grip there. See, when he come back on, the car just snapped out again. He's now got to keep it up that inside if he can. The car's got to go around the outside. Danny Kazar does come back on track slowly, but it is Kieran Sharp, Jack Worrell, Pete Newman. It was Newman who hit the contact with Gibbons, and that started off the chaos at the beginning. Worrell is going to be under pressure here. He's not going to really know what to do here. These guys have got to be a little bit careful with this overtake, and it's going to be a tricky one. Worrell's trying to come back through. Newman is just about to make it through. Jack, lift off. You're leading the AMs. There is no reason at all to get involved with this. You might as well lift.
Definitely not.
No, lift and let him through, innit?
Yeah, I'd be out of that if that was me. He's got a massive gap to Haddington behind, and I think that's what he's done. But yeah, Jack doesn't need to be involved in these. He's leading the AM. Well, leading the AM. He's having a great evening so far. P2 and a P3 currently leading. But yeah, Butler not far behind, up 9 places. Lap number 1 for the Pure Sims driver. Jacqueline up 2.
Yeah, Fertile managed to stay out of what was complete and utter chaos. So I'm not entirely sure what was going on that one. John Higgins there, after a slip around the hero, has now got Morgan Butler right behind him at this moment in time as well. So these guys are battling away nicely at the moment for 4th and 5th place. Here are the gainers on the left-hand side. The interesting thing, Butler's up 10. Pike's up 9, Morton's up now 12, Barnes up 22, Hobson 17, and then we got the guys at the bottom, Gibbons and Chapel, both down 25 at the moment. So it's interesting to see how this one's going to work out, as Newman has just gone up the inside of Kieran Sharp, and now he's on set after Carl Jacqueline here. It's going to be, well, nervous times for Jacqueline at the moment. He's going to be trying to run too wide down into the hairpin. Sharp's pushing Newman along. Newman's on the left. Jacquelin's on the right. 007 versus 98. Newman goes through. He lifts. Sharp's going to try and come round the outside. Jacquelin's going to cover him off. Sharp snap back the other way as well. So there he is, gone to the other side. Butler's going to try and come through as well. And if Jacqueline's not careful here, Mark, he could be swamped.
Yeah, he made a slight mistake into the old hairpin on that last lap where Newman couldn't get past. He did run slightly wide onto the grass, but yeah, I expect that he's going to go back pretty quick once these boys sort of get through. Jacqueline, great race. I've raced with Carl for ages, but yeah, Werrell still in the thick of it. The only AM in the top 11. I don't know what I'd do if I was Jack, apart from pull into the pitch and have a coffee.
Well, it's letting people through, which is we think it's the right thing to do, right? Jacqueline's just lost that place to Butler. Now we've got a Pure Sims 1 and 2. Jacqueline's now in 3rd place with Kieran Sharp tucked up behind him. From Worrell's point of view, he's got a right to be there, Mark, hasn't he? We know, he's got a right to be there. He got the jump off the line. He's, up 1 place from where he started. So he started in 7th and he's now up into 6th. But it's the crowd that he's got around him, the likes of Mould, Johnson, Dirtle. There's a lot of people involved here, and he's got to think about whether or not dropping to the back end of this pack might actually be more beneficial for him because of the 6.5 second gap he's got to Roger Morton.
Yeah, difficult as a rep. Oh, there's some lockups in front as well. Butler's got past Jacqueline as well, so it is a Pure Sims 1-2. And yeah, Werrell's gone wide now. He's going to lose 1, 2, maybe 3 places going down here. That's Johnson up the inside of him. You're going to assume that Thurtle's going to stay there as they go too wide into the old hairpin. Jack backs out of it. gets the run out. Thurl gets a fantastic run. He's going to be up the inside of Werrell.
Slow for John O'Johnson and Carl Jacklett. No, Jack Werrell survived. Worrell survived. Oh, Johnson didn't, neither did Jacklett.
Yeah, Johnson slipping down the order. I don't even think he's back on. He's locked. No, he's well off for the racing circuit. Rejoins safely, Mr. Johnson. Very good. But yeah, again, Jacklett just wide at the old hairpin. And we've still got people going off as well. There's Ryan Dudley with Craig Jones, the battle of the AMs.
Yeah, still.
Five or six.
Yeah, second and third is Ollie Ricks and Chris Barnes. These guys are close together. Looks like Ricks just got a slowdown, so Barnes is now up into second. The problem is Dan Mould is now on the back end of Jacklett. Roger Morton's gone in and starts playing up and digging sandcastles on the outside there. Unfortunately for him, Jacklett's under pressure from Mould. Now, the only interesting thing about this is Worrell has survived that with Carl Jacklett. Dan Mould's just about to go up the inside. You've got to give him room. Can't be turning in, trying to squeeze him anymore. You've got to give him, come away. Give him room a little bit as he's running down through Craner. I'm not entirely sure this is going to work here. Jacklett's trying to come through. Mould's on the left-hand side. Jacklett's on the right, of course. Here we go, coming down now into the old hairpin. Oh, Jacklett! Ah!
Error. Oh, who else is going slow?
That's Kieran Sharp. I think he might have had a slowdown on that one. Pike is got John Higgins Jr. behind him. Dan Mould, unfortunately, has gone down the order behind John O'Johnson. The SRL boys back together again. Jack Worrell's got Arthur Ferdle in left of him at the moment. Worrell's now in 4th place. Just about to be 5th though, and if you got any idea, yeah, good lad, Jack. Now follow Arthur Ferdle. He'll show you where to go, wouldn't he?
Yeah, even I would follow. Arthur. But yeah, Jack is running this race very cleverly. You know, a P2 in the first race, a P3 in the second race. Now leading Am by an absolute country mile. You'd assume that the first two have run away with this as a massive gap. Absolutely huge, even between the two Pure Sims drivers. There's two, as you can see, just over 2 seconds. So yeah, third will probably get up to the back of P3. Hopefully he'll pull Jack with him. But yeah, Andrew Pike and John Higgins Jr. are going to work together, try and get onto the back of Werrell. Whether they'll catch Thirdle at the end and up the inside. Morton trying on Jacklett. Oh, and who's that coming around the outside? Kieran Sharp. Yeah, he needs to make up for lost ground, heading up to the inside of Mortal as we head up into McLean's. This is going to be a done move. Yeah. Slightly later on the brakes. Done.
Morton weren't too far away though. I'm not going to lie, Morton was not too far away on that one. Jack Worrell has lost that place to Arthur Ferdle, which is fine. He's now got Andrew Pike and John Higgins. Chris Barnes is a lot further back currently at the moment. He's about... Where is he currently at the moment? He's got to be at least 6 or 7 seconds behind Jack Worrell. So if Worrell keeps this on track, he could be all right here. Now, from his perspective, Mark, again, Pike and Higgins, let him through?
Yeah, not my battle here. I've got 8.9 seconds to get to the back of Barnes. That's the gap between Higgins and Barnes. So yeah, you're talking 8.5, 9 seconds. Yeah, not my battle there. Those boys can come through. They're both together. They've both got coloured wheels. You know they're fast. They've probably got tinted visors as well. Yeah, not my race this for Mr. Werrell.
Yeah, this is just a let them go here. Tom Weston and has spoken and basically Pete hit P3 and then hit P2. No, Pete was in P3, hit P2 and Tom causing to wreck there as well. He's come back and he said he was trying his best not to be stuck in the middle of the track facing the oncoming traffic. So he was trying to roll the car out of the way to get it out of the way. And before he managed to do that, unfortunately, there was people coming towards him. He's just said he couldn't really do a lot because unfortunately everybody was coming towards him while he's trying to get the car out of the way. So from that perspective, I understand his point because it's a very difficult corner to try and do anything with, because as you say, if they're coming around too wide and he's in the middle of the track, there ain't going to be many places for anyone to go there. So from Weston's point of view, he's trying to get it out of the way, but from our point of view, it looked like obviously he was rolling down the middle of the track, but it's a difficult one to weigh up, isn't it, Mark? Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, the problem is he was so far up the grid. You've got 30 cars coming towards you. Should you hold the brakes? Yeah, great. That's fantastic for the first sort of 6 that come through and see you and split either side of you. It's the 20 other cars that are coming after you as well. Our third will going to drive round the outside here. This is for P3 overall.
Yeah, Fertel needs a good one. He needs to get back up onto the point scoring positions here. Battling away with Marnik Heiss as they're coming up into Coppice. The right-hander, and then we're going to have another right-hander before we go down into 9 and 10. So let's see how this one pans out. I think Parfitt was going to have the run here. Heiser goes on the defense. He's taking that inside line already. Fertel's going to try and run him around the outside. Is this going to be Fertel down into the chicane? They're going to be side by side, I think. No, Fertel backs out. He allows Heiser to take his position. Fertel lives to fight another day. Dan Mould has just gone past Chris Barnes, as has John O'Johnson. The Barnes there really working out what is his fight and what is not his fight. Kieran Sharp. Oh.
Kieran Sharp with brake failure is what that was. That was just trying to follow the 2 SRL boys together. But yeah, unfortunately for Dan Mould, nothing he could do there. Just careered into the back off. And has that given him a meatball? Is he going to have to pit? No, he's going to carry on. But yeah, unfortunate there for Mould.
Yeah, Kieran Sharp going in way too hot there. He went in hotter than a hot cross bun on that one, I'm not going to lie. Didn't get the car stopped, unfortunately. Knew he had to make the move past Barnes. Unfortunately for that one, it just put himself under pressure. Carl Jacquelet's got Ryan Dudley and David Ayres. Dudley's just about to go past Ayres for third place overall. Ollie Ricks is about 11 seconds back from Jack Worrell currently at the moment. So Worrell is still leading the AMS overall. Dudley's trying to go around the inside of Carl Jacquelet coming up into McLean's. He has managed to go through. What about David Ayres? Is he going to follow through? Jacquelet was very close to Dudley's rear end there. There was almost a nose job for Carl Jacquelet. Dudley's took it off, but Jacquelet did put himself in that position. This is the battle for 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th and 17th with Craig Jones at the back end here with his matching yellow mirrors and yellow wheels, and obviously that makes you go faster anyway. We know that. Mark's already told us that that's what happens last week.
Yeah, we've got 3 results clothings all in that train as well, so they'll be working together. Dudley off the road in front. He's going to need to get back on, and who's that? Danny Kazaya going off as well. He's been in the grass more this week than I think he did at all meeting last week at Brands Hatch. So yeah, not the greatest night for Mr. Kazar. And then we've got, that's Jacquelet on the inside, opening the door. Oh, Hare's not managing to get through as they head all down into the crane of curbs. The results cars currently 14th, 15th and 16th, all running shotgun. As we move up, Arthur Thurtle back in 5th. Where did he go off?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm going to say he went off at the old hairpin, but that's another Sim Racing Collective car going off, and that's Andrew Pike. Werrell through there. Jack's getting a right good game here, isn't he? Arthur's waiting for somebody.
Is either that or he's got a slow down there, sir?
Too much curb, maybe.
Yeah, too much curb. Got a slow down. It's now down into 6th. Over the last lap and a half, I can't actually see anything where Fertel made a mistake. I can see where...
There we go. Yeah, let him through. So Thurtle knows his mistakes. Flash the light saying, sorry, Mr. Pike, that was my bad. Please have the position back. Great sportsmanship there. Got a lot of time for that. Yeah. Know that you've made a mistake. Saves the Discord arguments afterwards.
Yeah, well, it's been a fair race so far as we go into the last 5 minutes of Heathrow. I love the fact that Jess has put, John, if the slipper didn't work, next level is the belt.
Gosh.
Oh, dearie me. Not that we condone that up here in the JPB booth. Well, he's put hammer time. So, maybe that's... Oh dear, welcome to the JPB YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed already, welcome in. This is the chat you get currently on an evening of the JPB Clio Cup here. Mr. Higgins Sr. went and slippered Higgins Jr. after race 2 and it seemed to have worked. So I
was going to say it has worked. He's sitting 4th.
Yeah.
That's a phenomenal result, that is. That's a great result. Up 7 places. Obviously, needs to stay there as he he's going to, but yeah, Thirdle is going to get past Pike here. He's going to make it clean this time. Watch this. Show the nose early.
Is he? Too far back for me, Mark.
Yeah.
I've seen plenty of them. He's too far back. Unfortunately, they've got Jack Worrell, who, believe it or not, has survived everything everybody's thrown at him. Jacqueline tried to throw the car at him. Newman and everybody else had that big old collision at the start. They tried to lob everything at him as well. And Worrell is still through. He's still in 5th place. We need to chat with Jack after this to see how his right foot is and whether or not the nerves have settled down here. But he's doing a stellar race. Again, not really your fight, Jack. You don't have to be massively up on the defense here as well. Oh, Jack. Oh.
Yeah. He let the one through, came across a little bit on Thirdle, but yeah, that's this is going to be a dumb move into the chicane. There you go. It shows early. Jack knows he's there. There's no reason for him to fight that. There's a massive gap behind Jack. There's no reason. Thank you. Very good.
Mark being apprehensive there as well. Please, Jack, do as I say.
Yeah, that made me look silly.
So Worrell was now up into 7th place there. Well, down into 7th, but amazing work for him. He's avoided every little bit of carnage that's been thrown at him here as well. So fair play to him. Jono Johnson further back is tucked up behind James Neve. Johnson's gone out, shown the nose early. He should be getting through this time around. Carl Jacklett, however, is still leading this pack with Danny Kazar. Kazar looks like he's just about to go up the inside here on Roger Morton as they come down into turn 1. And it is Kazar on the right, Jacklett on the left. There's an off-track of Morton behind. He's pushing a little bit too hard. Kazar and Jacklett are going to run down side by side down through Craner curves. We've had this meeting in the driver briefing. We did say that please settle down if you're going to come and try and come through the old hairpin. And Danny Kazar does settle in behind Carl Jacklett once more. Andrew Pike, though, has got the ever-looming Arthur Thirdle behind him. Thirdle needs a good result here. He needs to stay in that championship hunt currently, and he's doing an absolutely stellar job in the move to get it done here. But he has a Newman and Butler up front there for a Pure Sims 1-2.
Yeah, they've actually checked out here, haven't they? We haven't really covered them at all in race number 3, but yeah, Newman and Butler up 1 place for Newman. Yeah, well done. You started on the front right. Butler, after coming in and apologising for being a little bit moany, as he called it, up 13 places, sitting P2 for, yeah, as you say, Pure Sims 1-2 here.
Do you know what, though, right? I have a lot of time for that. When somebody comes in, as I'm just going to watch Arthur Thirdle here and Pike run side by side down through Craner, I'm hoping this doesn't go wrong. Pike's now behind, technically behind Thirdle. Thirdle can take his line as he comes into the old hairpin. Jacklett has been off track, and so has John Higgins Jr. Oh, Jacklett Jr., whatever Jacklett did is enough to put him into the pits. Oh, all the way round onto the grass. What's going to happen here? Nothing.
Thought it'd be the turn in.
There.
Oh. Yeah, it's turning in when people are there. There's a couple of people in here that have done it a couple of times now, and then Danny Moore's going to come past as well. Look, he stood still.
Yeah, but what is Jacklett going to do here? How did he come over and why did he come out?
Incident limit, maybe?
Possibly.
I'm going to say it's an incident limit.
He's gone into the pits on his own. He has. So maybe that is right. What about John Higgins Jr.? What did he do? Old hairpin. He's going to be off on the left-hand side. Yeah. So he manages to get up. Should manage to get back on there as well.
Yeah.
But Marnik Heister is in top 3 at the moment. And he's got John Higgins Jr. right behind him at this moment in time. Thirdle has cleared Pike and is now after these guys further down. What is Heister going to be able to do here with John Higgins behind him? Higgins trying to literally ride up behind him as they go running up under Starkey's now. There's the fastest car on the planet, still on top of the bridge there, Mark. So what you were telling us earlier was a little bit of a fib.
Yeah, very good. What's happened to Heister's right-hand side of his door? I'm sure it's meant to be white. It looks great, but yeah, that was a common case of Higgins looking through Heister as they both drove off the track together at the old hairpin. That was good fun. It was synchronised, almost crashing, but yeah, Higgins is going to want to get this done. I think this is going to be the last lap, isn't it?
No, it's actually the final lap. Oh, Newman's come across the line with Butler. God blimey, I missed that. Marnik Heister is going to get third place. Higgins is going to take fourth. He does do there as well. Great job from Marnik Heister and John Higgins. Vettel's going to come along across the line behind them. So Arthur Vettel comes across the line, but Jack Werrell comes over the line in 7th place. Stellar job for Jack, wins the AMS. Jono Johnson, James Neave right behind that. 2nd place, Ollie Ricks is in. Oh, that's going to allow Dudley, Ayres, Morton, Jones, all going to come through on Ollie Ricks. Oh, he stays ahead of Jones, but only just. That's a couple of people coming to the end, the pits at the end there. It's a drive-through.
Yeah, incident limit. Tough here at Donington Park. You normally get one on the exit of a gate, and definitely in the old hairpin. It's so easy to run wide and pick up the incident there.
Yeah, so in the AMS, Worrell took the win, which is absolutely amazing for him. Dudley got 2nd, makes up for his rough night of racing, and David Ayres took 3rd place in the AMS there. Absolutely stellar job from everybody. And Sir Alan Toon comes across the line here, your final position here as well. So great job there, and we can bring in Jack Werrell into the booth. Jack's just got to be, well, he's got to be ecstatic, isn't he, Mark? I would have thought, because it's tough being all the way up there, especially with what went on here at the beginning. And Jack's there on the left-hand side. Let's bring Jack into the booth. Jack, good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm doing better after that. Yeah, it's what I needed. Thank you. How about you guys?
Not too bad. How was the right foot, and were the nerves kicking in, and when were they kicking in?
At the start of the night, yes, because I'd not done too much, and not done too much practice, admittedly. More, I deserved to do more, but really didn't. And yeah, I knew I was going to be off the pace, so I just thought I'll take it as it comes, because I can have a plan, and by turn 1 it can be out the window. So yeah, race 1 to finish in 2nd, couldn't have asked for more. Race 2 somehow managed 3rd. I think Ryan Dudley had a penalty. And then don't ask me about lap 1 on race 3. God knows, some people must be allergic to my car, because everybody else seemed to disappear around me. And yeah, I was sort of left in P2. And the idea from there was, if the pros catch me, I'm not getting in their fight. Let them go. Either way, I'm going to be top of the class.
Yeah, Mark was a little bit worried.
Exactly as we were saying.
Yeah, but you were a little bit worried there, Mark. You were telling Jack to let Andrew Pike, I think it was, and John Higgins Jr. through. He was a little bit worried there, Jack, that you weren't actually going to do that going down into the chicane. So, a little bit scared at one point, but you did what we said was best to do. As you say, you wasn't in the fight. You had a bunch of positions there to make up, and literally, you just let them go through.
Yeah, exactly. That was all it was. Just to like ticking the laps off. Race 1 and race 2, I am my biggest critic. There were very big mistakes, very consistent mistakes as well. The consistency I don't really like. A lot of off tracks, a lot of slowdowns in race 2 as well. In race 3, I was just saying, avoid those off tracks, avoid those slowdowns. Avoided the slowdowns, didn't avoid so many off tracks. But yeah, it was just a case of letting everybody by. I'd make them work for it, of course, because it's a battle for overall position. I'd make them know that I'm definitely there, and I'm not just going to be an easy pass, but I'm not going to fight them for it. So yeah, everything went to plan. Good points all. Interesting to see where I'll be in the championship, and yeah, onwards and upwards to Road Atlanta.
Yeah,
definitely.
was it close on incident limits tonight, Jack?
I know of a few drivers that were definitely close. I know a few penalties were dished out as well. Myself, I had a few to play with for sure. If there was any more contact, it would have been close. But in terms of where I was picking them up and the off tracks, I think I would have been all right.
Yeah, we were right then, James. It was incident limits which was giving these drivers the drive-through penalties.
Yeah, it was. Well, Jack, congratulations on your AM win, mate. Anyone you want to give a shout out to this evening?
Yeah, of course. The guys back at DHD, always a good laugh. We do another little league throughout the week, just for ourselves as well. Mix some AI in, so that's always good fun. And Hillwood Autos as well for sponsoring the car. So yeah, and of course you guys. Can't forget you guys. You make the show happen.
Cheers, mate. Thank you very much for that. You should watch it back. I think I spent about 5 minutes just completely laughing here and had to let Mark do it all. So yeah, overall it was a good night. But thank you, Jack, for joining us, and well done on your AM victory there, buddy.
Cheers, guys. See you next week.
See you later.
Yeah, Jack.
Right, who should we have in the booth next? Let's talk to Arthur Ferdle this evening here as well. Arthur's had what is known as an interesting evening of racing. Took the win in race 1 and finished 5th in race 2, up 8 places there from the 13th he started in race 2. Arthur, welcome in. How are you, sir?
I'm good, thank you, James. How are you?
I'm very well, actually, to be honest. I just had a great night in the booth here with my little friend Mark here. And I spent about 5 minutes just completely losing myself, Arthur, and didn't actually get much commentary done because I was too busy laughing at what was going on in YouTube chat.
Oh, right, okay.
But overall, mate, probably, your night was all right, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm a bit happier with that than what I was at Brands. Actually, that Brands, I knew that if I could get past in the first race, I could have driven away, but I just couldn't. And yeah, but this night was a bit better. I think the P2, I went left in race 2, I went left. Whoever it was on my left went a little bit right, and that then caused carnage, which I'm sorry about. That was probably more on me. But then yeah, race 3, I think I could have got 3rd, but I feel like I was being blocked a bit, and then I had the mistake where I locked up and I waited to let Andrew back through.
Yeah, I saw that. Why was that? Was there contact?
Yeah, there was contact. I locked up and we touched, and he went wide, and so I lifted and waited for him.
Well done to you, Arthur. Proud of you.
Yeah, we did call that as well, didn't we? There, a lot of time for that. When you make a mistake, to go, yep, that was on me, that one. But yeah. No, good racing. Like you say, a lot better than Brands Hatch. That's the opening rounds that you wanted, really. Great pacing, qualifying, and yeah, drove away in race number 1.
Yeah, it was nice to be in the lead and just keep hold of it the whole time. Dan was catching me. It was making me a little bit nervous, but I was just trying to ignore him.
Yeah,
we try and do that as well.
Yeah, we try and do that, but he's in the booth. So, yeah, he's in the waiting room, which is going to be a tough one to try and ignore him. But Arthur, thank you so much for joining him there, buddy. Let's, anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
I'd like to give a shout out to you and Mark doing the commentary every Monday night. It's always good watching the stream back and listening to it. And yeah, Brands Hatch was also the first one that my wife had ever watched. So I'd like to give a shout out for her for watching.
Good job.
Oh, very good. And she saw that performance and went, why do you do this every week?
She did, and she said that you two were bullying me. She said they're being mean about you. They're saying you're trying too hard.
Well, you did.
If it makes you feel any better, when you put it on pole, I was like, yep, that's my boy on pole. I was like, oh, yeah. You've got to win the championship. I've got to bet on it.
Yeah, exactly. He is sorry. But Arthur, much appreciated there, buddy. Cheers for that, and you take care.
See you guys.
See you later.
You too.
Right.
Bye.
I want to bring in John Higgins quickly. I've got a list to try and get through here. We've got a few drivers waiting. I want to have a chat with Mr. John Higgins, whose dad was in YouTube chat there, John. After race 2, giving you a bunch of grief. Did he slipper you after race 2?
Yeah, he just told me what was that.
Brilliant. He's made YouTube absolutely. I was creasing up at one point, John. I lost myself for about 5 minutes. But overall, mate, how was it for you this evening? It got a little bit chaotic and a little bit messy at times, but overall, we weren't a bad evening of racing.
No, race 1 was just the slowdowns on the chicane, which caught me out twice, which dropped me fully back. And then I had someone ran me off the track on the last lap, which then gave me a black flag, so I got a time penalty into the race, which started me 28th for race 2. And then I got it back up to P10 for race 2, and then the last race there, it was a decent race, but then couldn't get Marnix on the last lap for P3.
Yeah,
there looked to be a lot of people suffering with the slowdown and incident limits as well. But yeah. It was an interesting night's racing. Your dad loves our YouTube chat, which is great. It's great to have him in the chat. But yeah, it seems like you guys at the Sim Racing Collective have got a decent setup underneath this Clio at the minute.
Yeah, that's all down to Sharpie, to be fair, for this round. I don't think any of us did any practice going into this round, so it was literally just turn up and race. But yeah,
imagine if you did then.
Yeah, probably.
Your dad has said that you're capable of winning these. By round number 4, I want to say that John Higgins Jr. has won a race of the Clio Cup.
Yeah, well, for Brands, we did like 90 plus laps of practice, and it actually worked for us. But this week, we just I don't know. I just haven't had time.
Sorry, John. No worries. Anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you go this evening, mate?
Shout out to Fish and Sharpie at TSRC and my dad watching.
Oh, your
Giving
dad
me
was
grief.
hilarious, mate. You should watch it back. It was so funny. It was unbelievable. But cheers, John, for joining us there, bud. And we'll see you next week.
No worries, mate.
Take care. Right, let's bring in, I want a quick chat with Carl Jacklet there as well. Carl, welcome into the booth, buddy. How are you?
I'm a bit frustrated.
Yeah, it seemed to be a tough one, race 3, didn't it, I think, overall?
Yeah, I got a lot of pushes from the back, and it was it wasn't very clean.
Yeah, but overall, you know, when you've got this amount of cars on track, Carl, it's always a difficult one overall. And when you're being swamped by guys in, you know, that are quicker overall, it was an interesting evening for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was an interesting evening. Hey, I got off the line well, though, didn't I?
You did. You shot off the line like an absolute rocket. And you know what? When you open that 2.6 second gap, I thought you might have held it there as well. But you've got the likes of Morgan Butler, Pete Newman, Martin Geister, John Higgins, and Arthur Fertl all behind you. It's going to be a tough one, isn't it?
Yeah. I've just been having words with Morgan.
Okay, well, keep it clean, Carl. Keep it clean. But you know, look,
I'm not saying anything.
Going forward, though, bud, you know, we go into the next race, which is at Road Atlanta Short. Any sort of hopes and dreams there?
Yeah, finish.
Well, that's all we need, Carl. And thank you so much for joining us in the booth. Anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, you guys for putting this together. Brilliant. Thank you.
Awesome stuff, Carl. Well, thanks so much for joining us, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week.
Yeah, see ya.
Take care. Right, let's bring in Dan Mould. Dan there had a rough race 3. Your winner in race 2, of course. Second in race 1. And then a very, very rough race 3. Dan, welcome in. How are you, bud?
I'm all right. Right, so when you finish lying, go on.
Yeah,
how are
go
you?
on.
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm all right.
Good.
Where have we been today? You went to Oulton Towers last week. Where did we go today?
No.
Nowhere.
Nowhere today, no.
I did like your analogy, though, that the fact that you were eating a burger while riding Rita. That would have been interesting to see.
Yeah.
But look, come on, mate.
It was
Overall,
good
you got to be happy, ain't you? You got 2 podiums. Race 3 was rough, but it was rough for a lot of people. So, you know, wasn't a bad night.
No, it's not. But when you're upstairs and you see the ice cream on top of the street and you run downstairs in your pants and he drives off, that's how I feel now. You know.
Who'd have what on a what?
Off.
No. Go on.
You see points. You think, yes, I'm doing well. Bang. See ya. You know. Oh, I don't know.
It was tough, Dan. I'm not going to lie. Kieran Sharp did miss his breaking point, and it was a mistake that everybody's made, mate. And we've seen it. You've seen it before running leagues. I've seen it before commentating on hundreds and hundreds of races. Accidents happen, and Sharpie did come out and say straight away that look, I'm so sorry. It was a mistake, you know. So you got to give him credit on that kind of side of things that he has come out and apologised.
Yeah, and I think he waited for me as well. So you know, I'm grateful for that. And I've done it myself. I've outbraked myself as well. So I know how easy it is. It's just that I felt pretty damn confident around here tonight. And yeah, obviously I said to Arthur at the start, starting 20, I'm not hopeful for much other than a top 10, maybe top 5. And then the first lap happened and I gained a few places and I was setting some good pace, and then it just took a turn for the worse. But I suppose that's the beauty of reverse grids, isn't it? It always brings some turmoil and excitement and this, that, and the other into the races, and this is why we do it. And I'll be there again next Monday, and I'll probably have the similar conversation to you guys.
It'll be all right. It will be all right.
Yeah.
It's all about keeping
Always
clean.
Big losers.
Yeah.
Big losers, big gainers in there.
Yeah. I mean, I'm only 11 points behind Pete now, so it's not too bad. But what I do want to say though is race 1. What a battle with. Was it race 1 or race 2? It was race 2, wasn't it? With what's his name? It's Mr. Fish in Discord. I don't know his name now.
Andrew Pike.
Andrew Pike, Pike. Man, when he sent it on me on turn 1, I was literally growling at the mirror. I was like, I saw it coming. I was like, yeah, well done, mate. I left the door wide open for him.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's always going to be tough here, mate. And I think at the end of the day, you did a stellar job getting it back and doing what you can do. So overall, Dan, it was a good evening of racing. Anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
You, James, for putting this on, and it's. I'm not a fan of the Clio, to be fair, but I do love this league. Anybody else who's involved, I know there's guys in the background. Mark, who's obviously in there now, and everybody in the community. Meeting some new faces, so to speak, and having some, like we did in race 2, having some epic racing. So yeah, thanks.
Awesome stuff, Dan. Well, thank you so much for joining us, bud, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week.
See you, mate. Bye.
Yeah, bye. Right, and the last interview this evening now is Morgan Butler. Morgan, spoke to Morgan at the end of race 2 and did an epic race 3, finishing 2nd overall. So Morgan, well done to you. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. Thank you very much for asking. Yourselves?
Very well, thank you very much. It was.
I feel I need to be more positive after that ray of sunshine we've just had in.
Yeah,
I need to amplify the positivity and really.
I could have told you that, mate.
Yeah, please come in and be a little bit more positive.
Mark, how's your day been?
Mate, it's been really good. I've just watched this bloke gain 13 places in the final race of a Clio race, making it a pure 1-2. Yeah, it's really good.
He's good, isn't he?
Yeah, he's all right. Yeah.
Well, I don't know about that because I didn't see him during much of race 2. But overall, Morgan, look, stunning job from you there, buddy. Did you enjoy it this evening?
Oh yeah, it was great fun. I think now I've kind of calmed down after obviously the day and obviously week 1, and kind of just realised myself, just reminded myself I signed up because it's fun. I'm here to enjoy it. And once kind of reminded myself I'm here to have fun, I think I've been able to kind of see things from different perspectives and just ignore and just enjoy myself.
Awesome stuff there, Morgan. Well, thank you so much for joining us there, bud. Anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you go this evening?
Obviously, shout out to all the Peterson's boys. Shout out to Pete for that race 3 win. Obviously, shout out to you boys as well for putting on some brilliant broadcasting for everybody to sit and enjoy.
Thank you so much, Morgan. Well, we look forward to seeing you next week at Road Atlanta Short.
Looking forward to it.
Take care, mate.
You too.
Right, I'm not entirely sure there, Mark, what was going on with Morgan's mic. He sounded like a robot at one point.
Yeah, I think, Discord is having a bit of a nightmare at the minute. But yeah, positive Morgan, which is nice. And as we said, a Pearson 1-2 in race number 3 with the Platinum Racing boy of Marek's in 3rd. So yeah, great evening's racing actually. A bit of carnage on the opening up of race 2 and 3, but yeah, everyone seems in good spirits.
Yeah, it does. Well, thank you so much for joining us, guys. This rounds out tonight's broadcast. If you are staring at Craig Jones's car there, I do apologise. iRacing has crashed on me and has left me a little bit short there, so I did have to put a quick image on the screen. So thank you so much for that one. Thank you to everybody in chat. Chocolate Vegan Senior. Massive shout out to you there, sir. Thank you so much for joining us as well. Jesnet, much love. Phil, as always. Cosmos for coming in with the words wow. That was it. Auto Ethan, thank you so much as well. Stuart Pearson, much love to you. And anybody else that I've missed, thank you so much for that as well. Well, guys, we're going on to Road Atlanta Short next week. But stay tuned because we've got a lot of action coming up on the JPB YouTube channel this week as well. And we kick off again tomorrow night with the UK Sim Racers Round 5 from Sandown on the Tuesday evening. We've also got NASCAR coming up as well, and round 4 of the TSRC P Cup Series on Wednesday, so tune in for that one. But from myself and Mark Fletcher here this evening, thank you once again for joining us. Take care, have a great week, and you never know, we might see you on the track sometime. Good night.